Hi again, Tony from Estate Planning Solutions. Thank you so much for your feedback from last week and emails regarding proper provision. This week we're going to look at how that flows into superannuation. A lot of people don't know that superannuation actually doesn't form part of your will. It's totally separate. So the people who make the decisions on distributing your money, even though you've put a little note there as to where you want the money to go, are actually the trustees. Little known fact is that trustees can be overridden. So we're going to go through a couple of examples and explain what we're talking about here. Recent case determined by the Superannuation Complaints Tribunal where somebody passed away and they left their funds to two infant children and their de facto. Anyway, as time rolls on, the ex-spouse, who had already had a financial settlement, put a hand up and said, look, no, I'm not happy with that. And it went to the trustees who said, no, it stays, that it stands, that nomination that person had put on their super. Well, then she went to complain to the Superannuation Complaints Tribunal, who, after they looked at it, overrode their decision and she received all the money. Now, there's another determination that happened, which is actually the total reverse. So, my God, this is what we're playing with. And again, as I mentioned last time, you've signed your super over thinking when you signed it quickly that, okay, this is where I want the money to go. But what's happening in reality, it's not going that way. Now, I've got a paper here, which is a 20-page paper, which is written by a lawyer on how to attack death benefits in superannuation fund. That's right, a lawyer writing a 20-page paper to other lawyers, educating them where the weaknesses are, so that superannuation can be attacked. It can only be done for one reason, and that is disgruntled relatives, and then who go to lawyers, and lawyers make lots of money out of it. So there is the point again. You need to make sure you're getting the right specialist advice. You need to dig deeper into this area, not just ignore it and think, oh, it's not going to happen to me, because it's happening all over the place. Now, you can go to a website, a government one called Superannuation Complaints Tribunal, and you can start looking, if you can, for previous publications that they've put out. But just to give you some facts, this is our body that looks after us. This is a government that produces a paper that tells us what's wrong. For example, one that goes back about 12 months, because there's been a change and they're not producing the publication as often as they were. They used to produce it quarterly. But some of the interesting facts. The Superannuation Complaints Tribunal receives a quarter, something like 3,000 phone calls about people unhappy. Out of that 3,000, they receive something like 657 written complaints. And out of that 657, around 35% pertain to death benefits. That's right, written complaints, people complaining that money's been distributed from superannuation and a relative or someone who thought they should have some of the money has missed out. Now, go one step further. We've got the situation where the idea of the Superannuation Complaints Tribunal originally was to avoid people going to court. Okay, and one of their roles is to action complaints quickly and efficiently. Well, by their own admission, each complaint takes something like 1,000 days to resolve. That's right, 1,000 days, anywhere between 2 and 3 years. So let's say today's a day where you want to dispute, or somebody wants to dispute a distribution of a superannuation, lodge a complaint with the Superannuation Complaints Tribunal. It's going to take between 2 and 3 years to resolve. So this is the situation, people, that we're in. This is a situation you have to start looking at your own situation. Start taking responsibility. Start asking questions. Flick us an email if you want to. Go to the website and have a look at the stacks of information on the website that can assist you. But at the end of the day, if we don't all start making little chips at this horrible system that we're involved in, all you could be doing is setting your own family up for, let's be blunt, a parasitic relationship with a lawyer. Because at the end of the day, if somebody's disgruntled and they go to a lawyer after you, in good faith, have sent your super, or think you sent your super where you want it to go after you pass away, the lawyer's going to love it. If it takes 2 to 3 years, how much fees are they going to make? I mean, it's just a joke and it's a crime, but it needs to be addressed. So start asking questions, go to the website, dig out one of those publications, read through it, read the problems, read the determinations, you see how some of the unfairness occurs. Anyway, until next time, where we're going to look at an actual specific case where a lawyer and an accountant got together to fix up the lawyer's affairs, and it all went belly up.